The gravel in Sweden is quite a lot of different gravel. It could be the forest roads that are quite rough, but the one we love the most and which you can find a lot of, it's smooth, fine gravel roads that has no tarmac, but it's suitable. It's done for cars, so it's perfect for a good gravel flow. In Swedish, gravel is grusväg. Grusväg.
I'm currently in Sweden, wrecking a glorious gravel route for next year, and yeah, looking forward to the next few days of exploring.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I live here in southeast Sweden in a little village called Virserum. And since we moved here a year ago, I've been getting really stuck into the cycling, and particularly the gravel cycling. It's just mostly forest here. It's about 70% forest, lots of lakes as well, very few people, very few cyclists, and a lot of very good gravel roads. With Glorious Gravel, we're going to be doing a 3-day tour with a prologue as well. And we're going to be taking about 350 kilometers of mostly gravel roads in the area, starting here in the southeast at a place called Valvisäteri. The northernmost part is a village called Gränna on Vättern, and there's an awful lot of fantastic, indeed glorious gravel on the way. So we're just testing the ride here today. The weather is usually a lot better than this. This is quite unusual for Sweden. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun, and I hope you guys do too.
Hello, I'm Bo. I'm grown up here, and I'm a pal to Jonathan. Got to know him because I'm involved in the local cycle club, and you have a lot of different cycling here. I just love it. It's gravel, it's mountain biking, it's enduro, it's road. Everything is very nice, and especially the gravel roads that I know you like a lot.
So, one of the real highlights of coming to Sweden is just the wildlife. As a human, you're in the minority to big and impressive beasts. Since moving here a year ago, I've seen white-tailed eagle, golden eagle, osprey, red kites, eagle, owls, moose, wild boar. I haven't seen a lynx yet, but I've seen the tracks. It's one I'm looking out for. But it's a real treat, and you see something memorable almost every time you go out. I mean, just for as an example, we've seen several osprey today, which is something you don't often see in the UK. Right, so this is a common problem that we have when plotting tracks here in plotting routes here in Sweden, is that the track will often be gravel until it's not, and then you end up on a forestry track like this, which sometimes needs a little bit of walking or a little bit of work doing to it if you're planning to use it more regularly, but you've got to have a sense of adventure when you're gravel cycling here if you are doing a route blind.
And what are you going to be doing for the glorious gravel route?
So just going to be putting in a little section of gravelled single track here, so that people don't have to get off their bike and push, because this short section of about 200 metres links up one fantastic gravel track to another very good gravel track that takes us back to Valvisäteri. Yes.
So you're going to make it nice and flowy?
Nice and flowy, and it saves an awful lot of tarmac and asphalt cycling, which we want to avoid.
Yeah. I was on my way on that other track that we saw.
But then it just stops, doesn't it?
No.
It closes.
Yeah, but it goes to another road. Yeah.
But that would require a lot of. Yeah. Because you can't cycle this. That's the problem. Not on a gravel bike anyway.
No. Now it's crayfish time in Sweden, and they are using that for bait for the crayfish in that yellow and black things. I don't remember the name in English.
What's it in Swedish?
The cage, the bur, the cage, the crayfish cage, yeah.
So sauna is a really big part of Swedish culture. It's called bastu here, and they're always by lakes, and the tradition is you go in the sauna until you've had enough, and then you jump in the lake and just repeat. So in any given week I'm in the sauna at least once, quite often more than that in winter as well, and it's just a really nice way to enjoy the countryside, enjoy being in the water. We cut holes in the ice in the middle of winter. It's absolutely fantastic, an amazing feeling.
The perfect way to relax after a bike ride.
It is an absolutely superb way to relax and to sort of de-stress the muscles a bit after a long bike ride.
And I'm on my own, heading about another 15k to get to the accommodation tonight.
And why you should come here as a cyclist, it's just the feeling of wilderness when you're out on the forest trails, like with the animals, you know, you're in the minority. There's just so little, there's so few people here and so little civilization. You have the opportunity to get miles and miles away from it. You stop, you won't hear anything but the wildlife, and the gravel trails here are just sensational. It's the traditional type of road that would have always been here. They're well maintained. They're exciting enough to be fun, but smooth enough not to tire you out too much.
It's a pretty wet one today. I think I'm about a couple of k away from my destination for tonight. Looking forward to some food, because the only thing I've had on this ride is some blueberries from the side of the road. So yeah, not quite enough. Day 2 of my ride in Sweden, and I've got about 170k to do today. Yesterday I saw osprey, red squirrel, capercaillie. So today I'm looking out for some moose and some lynx. Doubt I'll see any, but keeping my eyes peeled. It's absolutely beautiful in these forests, and it's like the smoothest gravel I think I've ever been on. It's almost like tarmac. Just as I thought it was starting to warm up and stay dry for the rest of my trip, it absolutely tipped it down. And I'd already taken my jacket off, but I'm a bit wet and there's no point putting it on now. weather's improving. I've seen my first Swedish blue skies. So yeah, looking up, and hopefully it stays like this for tomorrow, which I think it will. And yeah, 20 degrees I'm hearing.
It's the start of day 3. Let's go for breakfast and then hit the road and hopefully see some moose.
I'm just leaving Widerholm, which is the golf resort that is the end of stage 2, and it's a really nice place with some good food and a nice sauna and a lake to jump in. I'm now on the furthest point that I'm getting to on this route, and I'm going to be looping back around. I'm currently riding alongside a big body of water called, I think you pronounce it, Vattern. But yeah, just gone up a very steep hill, and that's why I'm out of breath. But a beautiful day today, and nice to see some blue sky. I'm over halfway on today's ride. I'm getting pretty ravenous.
I've run out of saurine. This route is amazing through lots of forest and rural farmland, but I've not passed any shops, and not today anyway, so I'm going to have to start foraging. Got some bilberries here, or in Swedish I think they're called blåbär. Nice and tasty. Not sure how long this is going to keep me going for, but I'm going to be meeting Jonathan soon, who's going to ride with me for the last 70k, and he's going to bring me a hummus sandwich and some cake, I think, so that'll be, well, needed. What did you bring me for lunch?
So we had some stir fry from yesterday with foraged mushrooms from the forest. So we had, well, in Sweden they're called Karl Johanssvamp, which is, was it penny button mushrooms? I can't remember the exact English name. And also chanterelles. So we were out in the forest yesterday afternoon with the children, and we managed to find a really good patch of chanterelles, and they were just absolutely delicious. But the foraging is a big part of summer life here in Sweden. So as well as that, we also had the blueberries and the lingonberries as well, and you can just spend a lot of time in the forest picking an awful lot of fresh and delicious food. There are so few people here compared to the animals, and you're just living in the forest, you're cycling in the forest, and whether it's moose, wild boar or capercaillie, golden eagles, you have a chance of seeing all of them when you're here. And it gives you something to look out for, and it's just a fantastic part of cycling in Scandinavia. I mean, yeah. it's hard to overstate just what a joy it is cycling through the forest and not seeing a person for 10, 20, 30 kilometres, but seeing red squirrels and deer and cranes and all sorts like that.
This is the end of the gravel in Sweden for me, and we're finishing here at a sauna, and we're going to jump in the lake first and then jump in the sauna. But the gravel here has been amazing. We've been going from the smoothest gravel that I've ever ridden to the smoothest tarmac, and yeah, it's, the gravel's better than the roads in the northeast, so couldn't ask for much better. And then the last day we've got this beautiful sunset, and yeah, like Sweden's really pulled it out of the bag for the last bit, because the first couple of days were a bit wet, but yeah, I think I've deserved this bit of glorious weather towards the end on a glorious gravel recce. I've been to some pretty exotic saunas in my time. I've been to the most opulent baths in Almaty, Kazakhstan. I've been to many a sauna in, hammam in Turkey. But I'd say this sauna right here is the best one I've ever been in. So yeah, come to Sweden for an epic sauna after an epic ride.